The gunshot echoed through the quiet streets of Elmwood, Ohio, shattering the illusion of their perfect family like glass under a hammer. Marcus Hale, the golden boy, stood frozen in the driveway, his hands slick with blood that wasn't his own, while his twin brother Logan, the one they'd called broken, the one they'd buried in silence, rushed forward, eyes wide with a terror that finally cracked the mask they'd all worn for years. In that split second, as sirens wailed in the distance, Logan realized the praise he'd envied had been a lie, and the shame he'd carried was the only truth holding them together. Marcus had always been the sun around which their world orbited. Born 3 minutes before Logan on a crisp autumn morning in 1993, he emerged screaming into the delivery room of Cleveland Clinic, demanding attention before his quieter sibling even drew breath. Their parents, Elias and Clara Hale, fresh-faced immigrants from rural Pennsylvania with dreams of the American heartland, saw Marcus as their miracle, the robust boy who would carry the family name with pride, play quarterback for the high school team, and marry a nice girl from church. Logan, with his thoughtful gaze and gentle hands, was the afterthought, the shadow. By age 5, the divide was etched in stone. Marcus got the new bike, the extra slice of pie, the bedtime stories that stretched into dawn. "He's our leader," Elias would boom, clapping Marcus on the back during backyard barbecues, while Logan's drawings, delicate sketches of birds in flight, were dismissed as soft. Growing up in their split-level ranch house on Maple Lane, the twins were inseparable, yet worlds apart. Elmwood was the kind of town where front porches sagged under the weight of unspoken judgments, and the annual 4th of July parade was the social pinnacle. The Hales fit right in. Elias, a stoic auto mechanic with grease-stained knuckles and a Bible verse tattooed on his forearm. Clara, a part-time librarian who baked apple pies that won blue ribbons at the county fair. They raised their boys on meatloaf dinners and Methodist sermons, whispering prayers against the sins of the city that lurked beyond their picket fence. Marcus thrived in this soil, his laughter booming like thunder, his conquests. First the Pee Wee League touchdown, then the prom queen crown on his date's head, fueling the family's pride. Logan watched from the sidelines, his heart a quiet storm, yearning for the same light, but finding only echoes. It started subtly, the way fault lines form before an earthquake. At 13, Logan felt the first tremor, a stolen glance at the lifeguard during summer swim lessons, the way his pulse raced not at the girls in bikinis, but at the curve of a boy's shoulder under the sun. He buried it deep, mimicking Marcus's swagger, joining the wrestling team to prove his mettle. But secrets have a way of seeping through cracks. By high school, Marcus was the king, captain of the football team, valedictorian contender, the boy every father wanted their daughter to bring home. Logan was the artist, the one who painted murals for the school theater, his strokes fluid and alive. "Why can't you be more like your brother?" Clara would sigh over breakfast, her eyes pleading as if Logan could will himself into Marcus's mold. Elias was blunter. "Real men build things, son. They don't doodle." The summer after graduation, at 18, the chasm widened into a gorge. Marcus announced his engagement to Sarah Klein, the wholesome daughter of the local pharmacist, her blonde curls and Sunday school smile the epitome of Elmwood's ideal. The town buzzed. The Hales threw a backyard engagement party with kegs and fireworks. Logan, nursing a beer in the shadows, felt the ache bloom into something undeniable. He'd met Javier at an art workshop in Columbus, a weekend escape from the suffocating air of home. Javier Ruiz, 20, with olive skin and a laugh like warm rain, was studying graphic design at Ohio State, his family hailing from a tight-knit Mexican-American community in Dayton. Their connection was electric, a shared sketchpad under starlit skies, fingers brushing as they blended colors, whispers turning to kisses that tasted of freedom and fear. But freedom was a luxury Logan couldn't afford. When he returned to Elmwood, the weight of expectation crushed him. Marcus's wedding loomed like a crown, and Logan played the dutiful best man, toasting to a future he couldn't envision for himself. It was during the reception, as confetti rained down, that Logan confessed to Marcus in the barn loft, the air thick with hay and regret. "I'm gay, Mark. I think I've always known." His brother's face crumpled, not with disgust, but something sharper, envy, perhaps, or the first flicker of his own unraveling. "Don't tell them," Marcus hissed, gripping Logan's arm hard enough to bruise. "They'd destroy you. And us." Logan nodded, swallowing the truth like bitter medicine, vowing silence for the family's sake. The years blurred into a rhythm of pretense. Marcus and Sarah settled into a colonial on the edge of town, their lives a postcard. 2 kids, a golden retriever, weekend tailgates. Elias and Clara doted endlessly. Thanksgiving toasts to our successful son, Christmas cards boasting Marcus's promotion at the auto plant. Logan, meanwhile, carved a path in Columbus, freelancing as an illustrator for indie comics, his apartment a sanctuary of canvases and Javier's lingering scent. They built a love story in stolen moments, road trips to the Smoky Mountains, where Javier's guitar strummed ballads under pine canopies, quiet mornings in bed, tracing tattoos of intertwined vines on each other's skin. Javier became Logan's anchor, his dark eyes promising a world beyond shame. "You're not broken, mi amor," he'd murmur, pulling Logan close. "You're the color in a black and white town." Yet the pull of home was relentless. Every holiday, Logan returned to Maple Lane, the prodigal son bearing gifts and lies. Still single? Elias would grunt over turkey, his disappointment a dull knife. Clara's hugs lingered too long, laced with unspoken pleas. "Find a nice girl, Logan. Settle down." Marcus, ever the bridge, deflected with jokes, but his smiles grew brittle, his grip on the beer bottle white-knuckled. Logan noticed the cracks, the late nights Marcus spent in his garage workshop, the way Sarah's laughter rang hollow at family barbecues. But loyalty bound him. He was the shameful one, the outlier. Better to absorb the barbs than expose the rot. By their late 20s, the facade held, but the pressure built like steam in a sealed pot. Javier proposed on a rainy evening in their Columbus loft, down on one knee amid scattered sketches, a simple silver band glinting like a promise. Logan said yes through tears, the word a rebellion against years of erasure. They planned a small wedding for the following spring, intimate, with Javier's boisterous family flying in from Texas. No hails invited. "It's your day," Javier insisted, kissing Logan's knuckles. Not theirs. But guilt gnawed at Logan. He couldn't sever the tie entirely. He invited his parents and Marcus separately, a olive branch extended in a handwritten letter. "I love you. This is who I am. Please come." The response was a grenade. Elias's call came first, voice thunderous over the line. "This is a phase, boy. Or a joke. You're throwing away everything we built for you." Clara wept, her words a jumble of Bible quotes and pleas. "Think of the family, Logan. What will people say?" Marcus was silent at first, then showed up unannounced at Logan's door, reeking of bourbon. "They're right," he slurred, collapsing onto the couch. "You're killing us. Dad's blood pressure. It's through the roof because of you." Logan stood there, Javier's ring heavy on his finger, the weight of shame crashing back. He canceled the invitations that night, curling into Javier's arms as sobs racked him. "I'm sorry," he whispered. "I thought I could have both." But the holiday season forced a reckoning. Christmas Eve at Maple Lane, the house aglow with twinkling lights and the scent of Clara's gingerbread. The family gathered, Elias carving the ham with ritual precision, Clara fluttering like a moth, Sarah corralling the kids, Marcus nursing a scotch by the fire. Logan arrived last, Javier waiting in the car, a concession to peace. He bore a bottle of Elias's favorite bourbon, a peace offering wrapped in forced cheer. Dinner unfolded in brittle politeness, toasts to Marcus's recent raise, laughter at the kids' antics. Then, as pie was served, Logan cracked. "I wanted you all there," he said softly, fork pausing midair. "My wedding. To Javier. He's the best thing in my life." The room iced over. Elias's face purpled, fork clattering. "Enough," he roared, slamming his fist. "We've indulged this nonsense long enough. You're no son of mine if you parade that filth." Clara gasped, hand to her mouth, tears spilling. Sarah shifted uncomfortably, hurting the children upstairs. Marcus. Oh, Marcus stared into his plate, jaw clenched, saying nothing. The words poured from Logan then, a dam breaking. The years of hiding, the envy of Marcus's ease, the love he'd found despite their scorn. "You praised him and shamed me," he choked out, voice raw. "But I'm happy. Why can't that be enough?" Elias lunged, chair toppling, his hand raised as if to strike. Marcus surged forward, blocking him, the bourbon glass shattering on the floor. "Stop," Marcus bellowed, his voice a stranger's, hoarse, unhinged. In the chaos, as Logan backed away, heart pounding, Marcus turned, eyes wild. "You think you're the only one suffering? You have no idea what I've," he faltered, breath ragged. And in that pause, the first thread unraveled. The drive back to Columbus was a blur of salted roads and Javier's steady hand on Logan's thigh. "Breathe, amor," Javier murmured, his thumb tracing soothing circles. The dashboard lights cast Javier's face in blue hollows, highlighting the worry etched in his brow. Logan nodded, but his mind replayed the scene. Elias's fury, Clara's silent tears, Marcus's unfinished confession hanging like smoke. For the first time, doubt flickered, not in his love for Javier, but in the brother he'd idolized. What had Marcus almost said? The golden twin, untouchable, unraveling? New Year's brought no resolutions, only echoes. Logan threw himself into work, illustrating a graphic novel about outcasts finding their tribe, a catharsis in ink and shadow. Javier, ever the rock, planned their wedding with quiet joy, a venue in the Hocking Hills, wildflowers and fairy lights, a playlist of indie folk and mariachi fusion. Our story, he said, pinning Logan's boutonniere, their lips meeting in a kiss that tasted of pine and possibility. But the Hale's silence was a specter, their texts unanswered, voicemails deleted. Until mid-January, when Clara appeared on their doorstep, snow-dusted and trembling, a Tupperware of lasagna clutched like a shield. She wouldn't come in, Javier's presence a barrier too high. Standing on the stoop, her breath fogging the air, she whispered, "He's sorry. We all are. It's just hard." Logan softened, pulling her into a hug that smelled of home and hurt. Over weak tea in the kitchen, she confessed fragments. Elias's sleepless nights, his rants about losing another son. Another? The word snagged, but Clara barreled on, eyes downcast. Marcus is struggling. The plant laid off half the crew. He's drinking more. Sarah's talking divorce. Logan's chest tightened. He'd seen the signs, ignored them for his own pain. "Tell him to call me," he said finally. "We're family." Marcus did call. 2 weeks later, voice thick as gravel. "Can we talk?" Alone. They met at a dive bar on the outskirts of Elmwood, neon signs buzzing like angry hornets. Marcus slid into the booth, unshaven, his once athletic frame softened by neglect. "I almost said it that night," he started, nursing a draft. "About Dad." Logan leaned in, pulse quickening. What followed was a flood. Elias's rages, not just words but fists, hidden behind closed doors. "He hit Mom when we were kids. I took the brunt after you left for college. Thought I could handle it, keep the peace." Logan's world tilted, memories resurfaced, bruises explained as roughhousing. Elias's lessons in manhood that left Marcus limping. "Why didn't you tell me?" Logan demanded, anger surging. "Because you're the sensitive one," Marcus laughed bitterly. "The one they already broke. I was supposed to be strong." The confession bonded them anew, twins in shared scar tissue. Marcus swore off the bottle, started therapy on Logan's insistence, a quiet clinic in Dayton. Spring bloomed with tentative mints, group calls with Clara, Elias's gruff, "Congrats on the wedding," via text. Logan dared hope, inviting them to the rehearsal dinner. Javier squeezed his hand. "One step, mi vida." The ceremony was magic woven from heartache. Under a canopy of oaks, Logan in a tailored gray suit, Javier in emerald green, they vowed eternities amid cheers from Javier's clan, abuelas with rosaries, cousins with conga lines. The Hales attended, stiff in the back row, Elias fidgeting, Clara dabbing eyes, Marcus clapping loudest, Sarah absent but sending flowers. At the reception, as lanterns floated skyward, Logan pulled Marcus aside. "Thank you for coming." His brother hugged him fierce, whispering, "Proud of you, Loge. Always was. But joy is fragile glass, and summer shattered it." It started with a call from Sarah, voice edged in panic. "He's gone. Marcus packed a bag last night. Said he couldn't breathe here anymore." Logan raced to Elmwood, Javier trailing, the house a tomb of disarray. Overturned lamps, whiskey bottles like fallen soldiers. Clara hysterical, Elias catatonic in his recliner. "He left a note," she sobbed, thrusting crumpled paper. Scrawled words, "Can't pretend anymore. Forgive me." They traced him to Cleveland, a seedy motel off I-71. Marcus answered the door hollow-eyed, reeking of regret. "It's over," he muttered, collapsing onto the bed. The story poured out in fits, the layoffs compounding old wounds, Sarah's ultimatum after finding his hidden flask. But deeper, darker, the secret he'd guarded since boyhood. "Dad wasn't just angry, Loge. He touched me, made me promise to be the man he couldn't." Logan's blood ran cold, flashes of their shared bed, Elias's wrestling matches that left Marcus withdrawn. Abuse, cloaked in paternal love. "I buried it," Marcus wept. "Became the straight son to erase it. But it festers." Javier, from the doorway, crossed the room, enveloping Marcus in a hug that bridged the unspoken. "You're not alone," he said simply. They convinced him to check into rehab, a facility in Akron, lakeside views for healing. Elias confessed, too, in a tear-streaked family session, his apologies a dam against decades of denial. "I was broken myself," he admitted, voice cracking. "My father. Same sins." The truth spiderwebbed, revealing cycles of shame the Hales had perpetuated, praising Marcus's conformity as virtue, shaming Logan's difference as vice. Fall deepened the fractures. Logan's illustrations turned raw, his novel's outcast hero mirroring Marcus's redemption arc. Javier's support was unwavering. Nights of takeout Thai and therapy debriefs, their love a lighthouse in the storm. But whispers spread in Elmwood. The Hale boy in the loony bin, Logan's lifestyle blamed. Clara withdrew, Elias drank anew. Marcus relapsed once, a midnight call from a bar. "I almost ended it, Loge. The gun in Dad's safe." Logan drove through pouring rain, finding him slumped over a pool table, hue chalked with desperation. That night, in the motel room echoing their Christmas implosion, Marcus broke fully. "I'm not straight," he confessed, the words a grenade. "Bye, maybe. Always questioned it. That night at your wedding? Seeing you so free. It gutted me." Logan froze, pieces slotting. Marcus's lingering glances at Javier's cousins, the porn history on the family computer he'd covered for. "Why hide?" Logan asked, voice gentle. "Fear," Marcus replied, "of becoming you, the one they hated." The irony burned. The praised twin, chained by the same truth they'd weaponized against Logan. Dawn brought resolve. Marcus checked back in, therapy doubling down on identity. The family teetered, Elias attending Al-Anon, Clara joining a support group for survivors' mothers. Logan mediated, his shame transmuted to strength, Javier's hand his compass. Winter's grip loosened into tentative spring, but the quake was coming. Marcus, discharged and sober 6 months, moved in with Logan and Javier, a trial run in Columbus. The apartment swelled with awkward grace, shared meals of Clara's recipes, Javier teaching Marcus guitar, chords for stress. Romance bloomed quietly for Logan and Javier. Their first anniversary a weekend in the hills, rediscovering touch amid wildflowers. "You saved us," Logan murmured, Javier's head on his chest. "No," Javier replied. "Love does. Yet salvation is no straight path. It twists through thorns." May's warmth carried omens, a letter from Sarah, custody papers for the kids, citing Marcus's instability. He crumpled it in the kitchen, fists bloodied on the counter. "I lost them," he growled, storm brewing. Logan pulled him into the living room, Javier fetching ice. "Fight it," Logan urged. "Be the dad they need, the real you." Marcus nodded, ice stealing, hiring a lawyer on Logan's dime. Court dates loomed like storm clouds, Elmwood's gossip a venomous wind. Clara visited more, her librarian poise cracking into vulnerability. Over coffee, she shared her own buried grief, a youthful love for her college roommate, stifled by Ira's cruelty, leading to Elias's arms as safety. "I see myself in you both," she confessed to the twins one rainy afternoon, Javier out running errands. Praised the wrong son, shamed the brave one. Tears mingled with laughter as they hugged, the first unfiltered embrace in years. Elias tagged along once, silent sentinel, but his nod at Javier, good man, was earthquake enough. June's solstice wedding for a friend reignited sparks. Marcus, as Logan's +1, danced with abandon, a woman from the art crowd catching his eye, fiery redhead named Tessa, a potter with calloused hands and no pretenses. Their flirtation was tentative, a balm on wounds. "She's bi too," he told Logan later, grinning sheepish. "Feels right." Logan beamed, toasting with Javier over porch wine. Full circle. But July's heatwave baked secrets to the surface. A package arrived at Maple Lane, anonymous, brown-wrapped. Clara, sorting mail, tore it open. Photos, grainy but damning. Elias with a woman not her, motel timestamps from the twins' teenage years. Infidelity, the affair that funded family vacations, but sowed distrust. She confronted him in the garage, voices rising like thunder. "How many times?" she screamed. Elias deflated. To escape. The darkness inside. The photos traced to an old rival, payback for a long-ago slight, but the damage bloomed. Word reached the twins via panic call. Logan and Javier drove down, Marcus trailing in his truck. The house reeked of betrayal, Clara packing bags, Elias pleading on knees slick with oil. I never stopped loving you, he begged. Clara's slap echoed. Love doesn't hide. The twins mediated, hearts aching for the parents they'd pedestalized. Truth breaks to rebuild, Logan said, echoing Javier's wisdom. Elias entered counseling, Clara stayed, for now, channeling rage into divorce prep. The family splintered, but in shards, reflections sharpened. August deepened divides. Court for the kids favored Sarah, supervised visits only, Marcus's record a chain. He spiraled, nights pounding bags in the gym till knuckles split. Logan found him once, dawn lit and defeated. What if I'm the curse? Marcus whispered. Logan gripped his shoulders. You're the survivor. Like me. Javier cooked pozole that night, stories of his abuela's resilience weaving threads of hope. Tessa visited, her clay-scented presence a gentle anchor. Their first date, a county fair, ended in tentative kisses under Ferris wheel lights. Fall's foliage mirrored the turning, vibrant, fleeting. Elias moved to a studio apartment, his Al-Anon chip a talisman. Clara, empowered, enrolled in night classes, literature on queer history, her essays fierce with reclaimed voice. Holidays loomed fraught. Thanksgiving at the twins, a neutral ground. Tension hummed. Elias awkward with Javier, Clara probing Tessa's intentions. But grace flickered. Elias carving turkey with steady hand, toasting to new beginnings. Marcus, holding his daughter's drawing, teared up. Logan, arm around Javier, felt the shame's ghost fade. Winter whispered warnings. December's ice storm knocked power, stranding the family in Maple Lane for a night. Candles guttered as stories spilled. Elias's abusive father, Clara's suppressed dreams, the twins' mirrored pains. Marcus admitted his bisexuality to all, voice steady. I hid to protect us. But no more. Gasps yielded to hugs, Javier's bienvenido sealing it. The storm passed, but revelations lingered. Spring 2026 bloomed defiant. Marcus and Tessa cohabited, her studio a haven of wheels and kills. He fought for more custody, sobriety his sword. Logan and Javier honeymooned in Big Sur, waves crashing like applause on their union. Returning, they found Clara dating, a soft-spoken professor with kind eyes. Elias, solitary but serene, volunteered at the church's recovery group. Yet the apex quake brewed in summer swelter. An envelope arrived at Logan's studio, Elias's handwriting, urgent. Inside, a letter and a key. The safe, it read. The truth you deserve. Heart pounding, Logan drove alone to the ranch house. Javier's call me echoing. The safe yielded a journal, Elias's scrawl chronicling horrors, his own molestation at 12, the cycle he inflicted on Marcus, the guilt that birthed rages. But the gut punch, Logan's parentage. You're not mine by blood, it confessed. Clara's affair, revenge for my sins. A boy from the city, gone before birth. I raised you as my own, shamed you to atone. Logan staggered out, journal clutched, world fracturing. Javier met him at a diner, reading in silence, then folding him close. Doesn't change you, he murmured. Or us. But fury boiled. He confronted Elias at the apartment, words weapons. You broke us to fix yourself? Elias wept. I know. Unforgivable. Marcus, summoned, read and roared, betrayal compounding abuse. Clara arrived, her own secrets surfacing. The affair born of despair, Logan's conception a fleeting escape. The family convulsed. Marcus punched a wall, Tessa bandaging with quiet strength. Clara begged forgiveness, Elias offered none. Only surrender, checking into a psych ward for evaluation. Logan walked the Hocking trails, Javier trailing, their love the tether. Who am I without them, he gasped. Javier stopped him. You're Logan Ruiz Hale. Artist. Husband. The one who mends. Autumn's decay mirrored the implosion. The truth ricocheted. DNA tests confirmed. Logan, the shamed gay twin, sired by a nameless artist Clara met in a Cleveland gallery. Elias's denial a 30-year charade. Marcus, blood Hale, carried the paternal wounds alone. They praised me for his sins. Marcus seethed over whiskey-free coffee, Tessa's hand in his. Shamed you to keep the lie. Logan nodded, numb, illustrating no more. Canvas as blank as his soul. Javier anchored the drift, therapy sessions a lifeline. Grief isn't linear, their counselor said, a queer elder with silver braids. Logan unpacked layers. The favoritism not merit, but manipulation. Elias molding Marcus as proxy son, discarding Logan as interloper. Clara's visits were tear-soaked pleas. I loved you fiercely, from the start. But love, tainted, curdled. She moved to an apartment near campus, her class as a rebirth. Elias's discharge brought no closure. Pale and medicated, he sat with the twins in a park, leaves swirling like accusations. "I built walls to hide monsters," he admitted. Marcus's rage boiled. "You made me the monster." Logan's was colder. "You made me invisible." Elias nodded, broken. "Reparations, if you'll allow." He deeded the ranch to them jointly, a hollow gesture swallowed by legal fees for therapy. Winter's hush allowed Mending's first shoots. Marcus regained partial custody, weekends with the kids filled with park picnics and honesty. Daddy's learning to be true. Tessa bloomed beside him, their relationship a tapestry of shared fluidity, nights debating kills and queerness, mornings tangled in sheets. Logan watched, envy softened to pride. Javier's proposal of adoption papers, family by choice, ignited spark. Spring 2027 whispered renewal. Clara's graduation party, small and bookish, bridged gaps. Elias attended sober, his toast halting. To Clara's courage. And my sons. The word sons hung, plural, a concession. Logan accepted it, not absolution, but start. Javier grilled carnitas, laughter bubbling like forgotten fountains. Summer's heat-tested resilience. An Elmwood town hall erupted. Anti-LGBT ordinance proposed, echoes of old shames. Marcus, emboldened, testified. "I hid my bisexuality to fit your mold. It nearly killed me." Logan followed, voice steady. "Shame isn't protection, it's poison." The measure failed, cheers thundering, the twins' hands clasped in victory. Elias, in the audience, stood applauding, redemption's quiet roar. Fall deepened bonds. Holidays at the ranch, renovated with Javier's flair, rainbow flags subtle in curtains, family photos reframed. Clara brought a date, Elias a sponsor, awkward, but present. Marcus proposed to Tessa under harvest moon, kids scattering petals. Logan's novel published, dedication. To twins, truths, and the loves that endure. Winter's Eve, snow blanketing Maple Lane, the family gathered sans pretense. Elias shared his journal's end, forgiveness sought, not demanded. Clara read poetry of queer saints. Marcus and Tessa announced a baby, joy tempered by wisdom. Logan, Javier's ring glinting, spoke last. "We broke to become whole. But wholeness is illusion, scars itch." Spring 2028 brought Elias's diagnosis, liver cirrhosis, years of bottles avenged. Hospice loomed, the ranch's vigil. The twins alternated nights, Marcus reading sports pages, Logan sketching portraits, Elias younger, unburdened. Proud now. Elias rasped one dawn. Marcus, working on it. Logan, enough. Javier planned memorials, his faith a gentle weave. Clara organized readings, her voice steady. Summer solstice, Elias slipped away peacefully, hand in Clara's, twins flanking. The funeral was Elmwood's quiet quake, rainbow pins on suits, eulogies of grace. He tried, Marcus said after graveside. Late, but tried. Fall's colors burned bright. The ranch sold, proceeds funding a foundation. Hail Hearts, scholarships for queer youth survivors. Marcus and Tessa's wedding, Lakeside, kids as ring bearers, Logan best man. To truths that free, he toasted, Javier's eyes shining. Winter closed the circle. Clara remarried her professor, a vow renewal blending faiths. Logan and Javier adopted, a boy from foster care, wide-eyed wonder. Marcus visited, Uncle Judy's Ernest. The family, reshaped, stood on Maple Lane's end, snow falling soft. They had praised the straight twin, shamed the gay one, until truth's blade carved space for light. Broken apart, they rebuilt not perfect, but human, loving fiercely, flaws bared, hearts entwined in the messy beauty of becoming. No, the end was no tidy bow, life's narrative sprawls, ink smudged by tears and time. Elias's passing unearthed one final shadow, a locked box in the attic, keys trembling in Clara's hand. Inside, letters from Logan's biological father, Daniel Voss, a painter lost to AIDS in '95, his words a lifeline across graves. I see your mother's fire in you. One read, dated Logan's birth. Paint the world bold, son. Logan traced the script, Javier beside, a lineage of art and ache. Summer's aftermath rippled. The foundation launched with fanfare, Elmwood's Pride Parade, rainbows clashing with pickets. Marcus keynote, Tessa pregnant, belly a banner. Shame silenced us. Truth amplifies. Logan unveiled a mural. Twins entwined. Colors bleeding into family silhouettes. Javier's vine tattoo woven in. Protests hissed, but applause drowned them. Clara marching arm in arm with her husband. Elias's sponsor toasting from afar. Fall's harvest brought bounty and burrs. The adoption finalized. Little Theo, 4, with curls like Javier's and curiosity like Logan's. Nights blurred into wonder. Bedtime stories of heroes queer and kind. Theo's Papa Loge, melting reservations. Marcus's kids warmed slow, sleepovers tentative, but Theo's Lego forts bridged. Tessa birthed Aria in October, a squall of life. The aunts, Logan and Javier, cooed, family photos multiplying. Winter's chill tested. Clara's cancer scare, benign, but biopsies weighed a specter, forcing reckonings. I wasted years on fear. She confessed in chemo prep that wasn't. The twins rallied, Marcus driving her to scans, Logan illustrating her journal. Warrior pages. Javier's family descended, tamales steaming solidarity. The all-clear party, bonfire lit, vows renewed. To more chapters. Spring 2029 greened with growth. Theo's preschool play, Dragon Slayer with rainbow scales. Drew hails en masse, laughter unforced. Marcus published a memoir snippet in a recovery mag, Golden Boy's Guilt. Offers flooded, Tessa's pottery gallery hummed. Logan's second novel, Theo inspired, hit lists, queer family forging from fragments. But thorns pricked. An ex-colleague outed Marcus online, bisexuality twisted to scandal. Trolls swarmed, custody threats from Sarah reignited. He armored up, therapy his shield, Tessa's, we're unbreakable, his mantra. Logan countered with a viral thread, family portraits, captions of truths. Backlash bit, but allies surged, donations doubling hail hearts. Summer's heat wave mirrored tempers. A foundation event, youth art auction, erupted when a donor sneered at Javier's heritage. This is hail money, not taco night. Logan ejected him, pulse thundering. Our money, our night. The fallout, media frenzy, Elmwood divided. Elias's old crew rallied, grease-stained checks pouring in. For the old man, they grunted. Redemption's echo. Fall deepened roots. Theo started school, backpack slung, Javier tearing up at the bus. Marcus gained full custody, Sarah relocated, amicable fate. Aria toddled, Theo's shadow, family barbecues sprawling, Clara's salads, Tessa's pies, all under oaks. Winter's solstice, a storm howled. Power out, candles circled, stories spun, Daniel's letters read aloud. Elias's journal burned in right. Ashes to art, Logan said, Theo asleep on his lap. Javier strummed guitar, lullabies bridging blood and choice. Spring 2030 bloomed audacious. Clara's book, Memoir of Suppressed Love, launched to acclaim, tours with her husband. The twins collaborated, graphic adaptation, panels pulsing emotion. Marcus directed a short film on the foundation, Tessa scoring clay sounds. Yet equilibrium shifts. July's floodwaters rose, ranch remnants submerged, symbolic wash. Rebuild talks stirred, community center for Hale Hearts, queer safe haven. Funding flowed, ground broken in rain. Fall's equinox, Theo's birthday. 6, gap-toothed grin. United all, piñata bursting candy and confetti, Aria chasing. Marcus pulled Logan aside. We made it. Not unscathed, but standing. Winter closed with quiet. Snowshoe hikes, Theo's mittens in theirs, Javier's familia forever. Clara's holiday red. From shards, mosaic. They'd praised one, shamed the other, till truth's forged tempered steel. Apart, then alloyed, resilient, radiant, real. The mosaic gleamed, but grout cracks underweight. 2031 dawned with Theo's questions. Why Papa Mark's sad sometimes? Bedtime truths, age softened. He heals, like superheroes. Javier's nod. And you help. Schoolyard taunts followed. Whispers of two dads, Theo's fists clenched. Logan mediated, counselor called, pride flags on backpacks. Resilience rippled. Spring's thaw unearthed old bones. Attic dig for center blueprints yielded Daniel's sketchbook. Nudes fluid, loving. Logan poured, tears salting pages. He saw beauty in vulnerability. Exhibit planned, Hale Hearts Gala centerpiece. Marcus curated, his eye for light / shadow honed. Summer scorched ambitions. Center groundbreaking, speeches soaring. Clara on maternal men's, Tessa on creative kin. But vandals struck night. Graffiti slashing abomination. Twins surveyed dawn damaged. Fury forging. Security cams. Community watches. Javier's they fear our light, stealing spines. False palette painted progress. Theo's art class birth murals. Family trees, twisting queer. Aria babbled Spanish-English. Theo's tutor. Marcus's film premiered festival bound. Reviews lauding raw redemption. Custody final. Shared, Sarah's new life parallel. Winter's grip gentled. Clara's sequel announced. Queer elders' tales. Elias's grave tended. Fresh flowers. Toast to growth. New Year's. Ranch ruins raised. Foundation poured. Literal bedrock. 2032's bloom. Center opens. Ribbon snipped by Theo. Crowd cheering. Workshops hum. Art therapy. Identity circles. Logan's third book launches. Theo illustrator. Our story drawn. But tempests brew. Marcus's relapse tease. Bender dodged. Tessa's ultimatum loving. Us or it. Rehab stint short. Emergence humbled. Logan visits. Parallels drawn. We fall to rise. Javier hosts family intervention. Circles closing. Summer's solstice wedding. Clara's husband's vow refresh. Unites. Theo ringside. Flower boy earnest. Arya toddles aisle. Laughter lifting. Fall deepens. Theo's coming out curiosity. Early bloom. Like you, Papa? Logan hugs. If so, proud. School assembly. Twins speak. Differences, strengths. Winter whispers legacy. Center's first grad. Youth mentored. Tattooed thanks. Marcus father steady. Area's first steps his. 2033 greened bold. Tessa's gallery expands. Marcus manager. Bisexual banner. Clara tours Europe. Letters home vivid. Storm in July. Fire at center. Arson suspected. Ashes smolder, but rebuild rallies. Donors double. Volunteers surge. Logan sketches Phoenix. Theo colors flames to wings. Fall's harvest. Reopening grandeur. Mural reborn. Theo's play. Queer nights. Pax house. Family front row. Winter's eve. Snow globed. Theo asks. Truth hurts. Javier. And heals. Logan. Like family. Praised. Shamed. Truth's chisel sculpted grace. Apart. Then eternal. Woven. Whole. Eternal. Yet evolving. Narratives loop. Chapters unspool. 2034's dawn. Theo's 8th birthday. Dragon cake. Family sprawl. Arya. 3. Crowns him knight. Marcus Just's pillow lances. Laughter legacy. Spring unfurls Theo's first crush. Boy from class. Freckled shy. Logan guides. Feel it true. Javier adds. Kindness first. School dance. Theo's handheld. Pride swelling. Summer scorches triumphs. Center's anniversary. Gala stars. Clara keynotes. Book 3 brewing. Marcus's docuseries streams. Emmy's whisper. Tessa birth son. Elias 2. Cycle renamed. Love's loop. But autumn's amber hides barbs. Sarah's relapse. Addiction echo. Forces intervention. Marcus relapses sympathy, but holds. Sponsor calls. Tessa anchors. Logan mediates. Patterns broken. Winter's whiteout. Blizzard strands. Cabin fever truths. Theo journals fears. Family circle shares scars. We bend, don't break. Marcus says. Arya asleep on chest. 2035 blooms resilient. Theo's art show. Queer futures. Sells out. Proceeds to center. Logan mentors. Javier frames. Your light. Summer solstice. Twins tattoo. Mirrored vines. Truth inked. Pilgrimage to Daniel's grave. Cleveland windswept. Letters buried beside. Fall's fervor. Election year. Rights rallies. Center hub. Twins canvas. Vote love. Victory narrow, but theirs. Winter warms. Clara's wedding vow to self. Solitude celebrated. Guests toast. Whole alone. 2030 SIXS green. Theo 10. Soccer star. Rainbow cleats. Crush blooms friendship. Lessons learned. Storm July. Health scare. Javier's appendix. Routine but raw. Twins pace halls. Theo praise crayons. Recovery picnic. Family fierce. Fall deepens. Marcus runs for town council. Queer voice. Campaign gritty. Wins narrow. Changes chisel. Winter's hush. Area's first words. Uncle Loge, Melt. Theo's story, Our Family Mosaic. 2037 Dawn's dynamic. Center expands, national model. Logan's film adaptation greenlit, Theo cameo. Summer's heat, Tessa's exhibit, family portraits clay-fired. Elias 2 crawls, chaos joy. Autumn aches, Clara's fade, cancer real this time. Hospice home, stories bedside. Loved you both, she whispers. Passing gentle, garden burial, seeds sown. Winter weeps, then warms. Memorial mural, Clara's fire, Theo's brush. Praise twin, shamed, truth's forge, enduring flame. Apart, then one, hearts aligned, stories sung. Sung, but unfinished, life's ballad improvises. 2038 spring, Clara's absence aches, but garden blooms her favorites. Theo plants tulips, grandma's colors. Family tends, weeds of grief pulled. Summer solstice, twins vow renewal. Marcus/Tessa lakeside. Logan/Javier Hills echo. Theo best man, Aria flower girl, Elias 2 ring bearer. Toasts to cycles, broken to boundless. False palate, Theo's pubescence pangs, identity queries. Am I gay? Logan, whoever loved. Javier, journey shared. School ally club, Theo president. Winter's weave, Center's holiday haunt, ghost stories queer. Marcus counsels progressive, ordinances shift. 2039 Green's growth. Logan's 4th book, Theo co-author, Mosaic Kids. Bestseller, Tours tandem. July Jubilee, Foundation decade, stars align, donors dazzle. Marcus films sequel, Tessa scores. Autumn's amber, Sarah reconciles, sobriety sister. Co-parent playdates, kids bridge. Winter whispers, Aria's school play. Twin tales, her Loge/Marcus. Standing ovation, tears proud. 2040 Dawn's decade turn. Theo 12, braces gleaming, debate champ. Truth over tradition. Summer scorcher, family road trip, Smokies, Javier's guitar trailside. Elias 2, echoes songs. Fall fervor, elections won, center safe haven expands, shelter wing. Winter's white, Theo's bar mitzvah hybrid, faiths fused, Javier's abuela blesses. 2041 blooms bold. Marcus grandkids dream, Tessa's kiln dynasty. Storm July, Vandals redux, center tagged, but youth repaint, murals militant. Autumn aches, old rival dies, confession letter, envied your heel. Forgiven, filed. Winter warms, family solstice, stories circle, Theo leads, from shame to shine. 2042's green, Theo's first love, girl, fluid like uncle. Dance proud, family photos flash. Summer solstice, twins 49, tattoos faded but fierce. Reunion ranch site, picnic ghosts. Fall's fire, Logan's exhibit, Daniel's legacy, Theo curates. Winter's hush, Javier's 60th, carnival bash, mariachi heart. 2043 Dawn's dynamic. Center global, affiliates bloom. Marcus retires counsel, mentors youth. July joy, Aria 10, artist ascendant, sketches sell. Autumn's amber, Theo's college apps, art/activism, queer studies. Winter weaves, family chronicle, Theo scribes, are unbroken. Years cascade, Theo weds, diverse beloved, grandkids toddle, stories spun. Marcus grays graceful, Tessa's hands clay eternal. Logan illustrates legacies, Javier strums sunsets. Praise the straight, shame the gay, till truth's torrent washed clean. Family, fractured then fused, a testament, tender and tenacious, to love's unyielding art.